is Stephanie.
And we're here from the Eclectic Gamer to give you a quick review of Time Stories. Oh, that's a lot of glare. Time Stories. Ooh.
I promise it says Time Stories.
Yes.
On it. And then it's pretty.
It's a very crisp looking box, right? So Time Stories is crazy. And we're going to try really hard not to spoil anything.
Yes.
Because in this game, you can literally play it once.
Right.
In the starter box. So you get one play out of it.
For most people. I have a really terrible memory, so I anticipate
it's going to take a couple of years.
5 or 10 years, I'll be able to replay it.
So we'll explain this a little bit. But the idea behind Time Stories is it reminds me a lot of old school like point and click video game adventure games or those choose your own adventure books. Did you ever do those?
Yeah. Didn't I already do those?
I don't know. You're a girl. I don't know if girls do that kind of thing. I don't know. Stuff. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. Moving on.
But you do those books where you say, it says, choose to go down the left path, go to number 27, or go to the right path, 432, and you can go wherever it shows. Mm-hmm. And so it seems like that's the idea they're trying to go for here.
Yeah, so it's like a collaborative version of that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's completely cooperative. You all play in a team. I think, 3 to 4 players, I think, recommended. You can probably do it with others and play with multiple characters, but it's not as fun.
Yeah.
And you play from the TIME, right? It's temporal insertion.
Something.
I forget what it's called. But you're in the future, and you go back in time to prevent temporal anomalies. Mm-hmm. If you saw Star Trek Enterprise, there was a thing like that. It was terrible.
Just go with it.
Just go. But anyway, so you go inhabit the body of someone in this, like Quantum Leap. So
it's Quantum Leap, the choose your own adventure board game.
Yeah. Insane. So what happens is it comes with this deck of cards that is the story. And you literally, it says don't unwrap it until you're ready to start. You unwrap it and you read the top one and it tells you what to do. And you spread the cards out and you follow the instructions and go one by one. But what's going to happen is you go back in time and either they'll tell you something about the temporal anomaly you're trying to do, or they might be completely, have no idea. There's going to be a temporal anomaly and you have to figure it out. And I don't think it's a spoiler to say that it's designed for you not to necessarily complete it in your first run. And you're probably not going to.
Yeah.
So what happens, you have a certain amount of time units, and you go around exploring different areas, find out information, and then it's going to fail, and you're going to go back into the future. Dun, 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 dun. And then you can try again, but now you know things. You're like, I don't want to go there. We haven't checked this out. We should check that out. We should ignore this thing because it's going to lose us time.
Yeah.
Is there any more general ideas? And then there's different people you go into, and you can switch the people you go into based on what you know you're going to encounter. It's crazy. So when we're going to talk about it here, we're going to show you a couple specifics. We're only going to show you things from the base game story that you see before you make any decisions.
Yeah, that you see like right away, right at the very beginning of the game.
Right. So this is a spoilery section, but it's really it's going to be spoiler free in terms of spoiling any of the surprises.
So these are, for example, some of the characters that you can choose to inhabit.
They're like recipients or something. They have a fancy name for it. They each have different abilities. They have different stats in terms of how many dice they roll and whatnot. And so when you go back once, you can be in one set of bodies, Quantum Leap style. Okay, don't watch Quantum Leap, go watch Quantum Leap. And then you come back next time, you can choose different people to inhabit. And then it'll splay out a location, which will be this. It'll say wherever it is, and it'll have like what they call an A location that shows you, like, gives you the setup. But then the rest of them form this like panorama that all fits together to show a location. And then each of these cards is one card you can go to, and you each sort of choose which card you're going to go to at that location. You put your token on it. And then you each read it individually. You turn over, you each take the card and then you flip it over. Right, you flip over the card from the picture side to the side that says what happens. And then you're reading your individual card to see like what your encounter is that you're having. And sometimes things will stop you and you can't move from there until you complete a test. Someone's physically stopping you, or you're locked in, or whatever it happens to be. Sometimes you're getting an item, which is kind of a misnomer because there might be like you might be a person, or you might be getting a piece of information, or it might actually be an item.
Sometimes it's so you have a map that's like all of the locations that you know of.
And so it'll say, here are the 5 locations you could go to if you want to.
And when you discover a new location, it actually like puts a new location on the map.
It adds to your map.
It adds to your
options. Map. And then once you've explored all the cards and the location you're at, or if you just decide you're done with that location for whatever reason, you can go to a new location, and it takes a random number of time units, 1 or 2 or 3, and then you look through the deck for that stack of cards that has the name of the location on it, and then splay those out in their little panorama, and then you take turns doing stuff there. And it's a little mystery. And you're trying to stop the temporal anomaly, whatever it is, and you kind of just keep going. And then if you fail, you go back into the future, and there's a card that says what to do then, and then you try again. Mm-hmm. So like when we went back the second time, we knew, okay, we need to go to these spots and do this, and then we can go explore the stuff we haven't done. Or you could just say, well, we know about all this stuff, so let's go back and check out the other stuff. And it's really crazy.
Yeah. So,
we can't say much more, but...
Yeah, beyond saying much more than that will actually, like, spoil things. And we are extrapolating a little bit. We've only played the scenario from the base game.
We just got the second one.
We just got the expansion, or not, the first expansion of the many to come. So I'm assuming that what we've said here applies.
Yeah.
According to the rulebook, what we've said here
they might add new mechanics or something in those, but... So the encounters can be things like actually physical altercations with people. They can be like a puzzle your character is trying to solve, but you just roll dice for it to get past the things. Some of them are choices you have to make.
Some of them are like sweet talking your way through something.
Yeah, and it's just really cool because they just basically just give you this stack of cards and tell you what to do in the top cards, and then you just go through and it churns through. Like, the basic rules are pretty simple, and then the story just kind of builds itself from there, and it's just really cool. So, like, think of it: you'll buy the starter set and it gives you the like tokens and you know the board and that sort of thing that you need for everything. But then buying a new expansion is basically like buying a new one of those adventure books.
Right.
Or buying a new episode of like an episodic adventure game. So I don't know what the next one's going to be. This one was pretty cool. I liked it. You're a big adventure game fan.
I am. So this was like right up my alley. I know that some people are upset about having to spend money to buy a game that you're only going to be able to play once. I didn't think it was too expensive when you consider that you're splitting the cost among, you know, up to like 3 other people.
Yeah, you think about it like going to a movie, right? You're getting a new experience. You're just playing it once. It's not it's not a game like a heavily strategic game where you're like, oh, I can play this and I can play it repeatedly with my friends and I'll get better at it and I'll figure out new strategies. No, you're buying this just for the experience of doing it one night.
Yeah.
The box insert is actually set up so you can save it and come back to it, but I wouldn't recommend that because...
Particularly, it's actually set up so that you could stop in the middle of a run.
Yeah.
And come back to it, and that just seems like it would be super confusing. I would say that the hardest thing to do the first time playing it through was like you want to play this and like actually keep notes on what you need to remember, but like it was unclear what was important.
What was important? What wasn't?
To actually like pay attention to. Like it was clear by like our second run that it was important to keep track of like what tokens are rewarded where. Or
and
like
honestly,
things like that, or like what items were rewarded where, so that when we came back to do the second run, we knew where to pick up certain items. But like it wasn't, we didn't know that, you know, going in like on the first run. So like that was confusing.
And honestly, your mileage is going to vary here, I think, based on just how good your memory is. Like, some people are really good with that sort of thing. You'll go, oh, this token to do this thing over here was in this location. You'll just remember that. And so you'll go on your subsequent runs. You're like, okay, we got to go here to get this. We can go here to do that.
Yeah, apparently all of us that were playing it, we were all really bad at that.
So we took some notes, and we still didn't have it. So what my suggestion would be is, if this all sounds interesting to you, just play the first scenario, just let it be. You know, if you forget stuff and you have to go look it back up, you're like, well, I know we went there, so I'm just going to look at it again. That's fine. And then get an idea for yourself how much note-taking you need.
We think it's fine. I feel like we're going to get some comments.
That's what I think. I mean, you want to have the experience be fun for you.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not fun to go, okay, I have to waste 5 time units doing this thing because I just forgot.
So.
And like that's not the point of the game. The point of the game is like, okay, you know.
I will say there is some amount of die rolling. Obviously, you have some like combat, or the sweet talking is basically another form of combat.
Yeah.
So there's some randomness there, but there's also randomness when you go to different locations, like how much time units you're going to spend. And like our second run, we kept rolling like the maximum amount of time units were being spent, so we hardly got to visit any locations. It felt like that was extremely frustrating.
When you go from one location to another, you roll a die, and it either takes you 1, 2, or 3 time units. And if you have to make 5, 6 location changes, and you roll 3 every time, that's a swing of like 12 time units or whatever, which is a huge amount. So.
Yeah, so like that that felt extremely frustrating for us. You might encounter like areas in which you just run into total dead ends. That can be frustrating. I say that because I know Adam got very frustrated.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of the game.
Yeah, so. And that's
it kind of makes it makes getting to the end, like, I don't know, I think it makes getting to the end that much more rewarding to be like, oh yay, we finally succeeded.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully, I don't think we really spoiled anything. I think saying that there'll be dead ends that waste time is not really a spoiler. If you weren't expecting that, then you were very trusting.
Yes. Yes. Then clearly you've never, done a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's Time Stories. It's pure thematic to me because you can just keep going back and even if the thing tells you to do something else, you can just keep trying it again and trying to figure it out yourself. Just like in those adventure books, we're like, I don't care if it says I die. I'm going anyway. Just see what happens. So you can get that experience. It's all about the theme and the story and the experience. I wouldn't there's strategy about which character should we choose and who should go to this area first, but I don't call it a strategy game. It's literally an adventure game. It's a story game, and I mean that's pretty much our favorite kind of thing. So it's right up our alley.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. We'll play that next one.
You will, Adam.
Anything else you want to add about Time Stories?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've heard.
Well, I'm Adam.
I'm Stephanie.
We're here from the Eclectic Gamer. We will put Time Stories in our Eclectic Gamer review system, which will show up here somewhere.
It'll be like here. Nothing else.
It will be like nothing else. But that's a system we made that allows you to put in your board game preferences, and it'll tell you what you'll think of different board games, and we'll put it in here. And we'll do a full-on review where we go over all the different attributes we think this has. There'll be a little bit of overlap from this, but you'll see that coming up as well. Anyway, until next time, keep playing games, guys. Bye.